to lay off half of our staff.
Yeah, and one of them was a guest. Imagine getting laid off as a guest.
First time, you know, it's tough.
Yeah. Oh, my neck hurts.
So my mother-in-law watched at least the first podcast.
On YouTube?
Yeah, the first one that we did last week. Which
That's why.
for you guys is the one that came out a week ago. Because we did 2 with my father-in-law. But the first one that went up with him. And she was mentioning that she was surprised that he wore the robe. And I'm like, well, it fits his character perfectly. Like, I don't know.
It was very...
It made a lot of sense.
Very wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I got to sneeze, but these lights aren't bright enough to make me sneeze. Pineapple.
My sister-in-law was mentioning that she was kind of surprised that he was wearing the... Why do I keep forgetting what it's called? The robe. But that she thought it was cool or funny or something. So works out.
I guess.
I liked it.
I like the robe. I'm going to buy one.
Are you?
But like a white one.
Oh, a holy one?
Yeah.
Like be dressed
My
in
mom used to
righteousness?
have one.
Without blemish?
Without blemish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what a blemish is?
No.
Like a imperfection?
Oddly leaning forward. Well, I mean, the robe was... I'm everything has imperfection.
No, but I mean like spotless.
Oh. I don't know.
Why are you making me think of adjectives that I don't tend to use?
I don't know. So
don't
guys.
you read King James Version?
Huh?
Don't you read King James Version?
Sometimes.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad if you don't. I'm just saying.
Well, I haven't in a while.
Blemish is a word that, like, I guess you would.
Yeah, but it's been a long day. Lack of sleep.
Yeah, I've looked up so many words in it before, and then I just forget.
That's what my.
I'll be teaching through Proverbs. I'm teaching a school class.
Oh,
the
that's
the
cool.
school sends some kids to the church for like first hour.
Yeah.
And we teach them. I teach them once a week. The staff alternates, and I'm going through Proverbs with them, and they'll ask me what prudent is. We've had to look it up like twice, and now I'm on my flip phone, so I can't.
So you
and then
guys
I'm
do
just
through-
like, yeah,
You do
not
through
sure.
King James, not New King James.
New King James, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's still words in it like prudent,
It was tough.
scoffer,
When
scorner.
men's
Like,
study
what?
used to be King James. That was pretty tough
Oh,
for a
yeah,
little while.
yeah. Pastor Tony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He would read King James, and I was like, huh.
I realize,
Because he explains it well, but...
well, I don't know. If you listen to Pastor Chuck teach, he teaches King James. And it's really interesting because it's so... Like, he just teaches things so simple that even in King
Yeah.
James makes perfect sense.
It's
like,
really
what?
weird how he teaches so
Yeah.
simply.
Yeah.
I go through it for the study through Hebrews, and I read his
Yeah.
notes, and
Yeah.
it's just like this.
Yeah.
Very gifted man.
Honestly, listening to Pastor Chuck, you know, now that I think about it, if you're like in English class in 4th or 5th grade and you have to learn the thee and the thou and stuff, just listen to Pastor Chuck.
Yeah.
You'll get the hang of it really fast.
Yeah.
It's,
I need a
it's
pastor
interesting.
like that in Spanish.
But here's the thing about Spanish, Josh. They use the RVA, Reina Valera, 1960. And it has all these words. And then even the new one I got from 2015, no one talks like that anymore. No one. I don't live in Mexico, but I listen to music in Spanish. I speak with my grandparents, my dad and his siblings, so the next generation, and then people my age who speak Spanish, which I don't speak to many of those. But no one speaks like RVA 1960
So
in
it's,
Spanish.
it's like King
no
James
one.
version?
Yeah,
Okay.
basic. But it's strange because King James was from 1611. People spoke like that.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but in 1960, I think even then some of the language in it was outdated. And I make that assumption because a lot of the 2015 version is outdated. It's like,
yeah, that's a
this
good-
makes no
good
sense.
assumption. Well,
So,
I don't know. Spanish is sometimes it gets a little confusing because instead we have Lord and God. Well, I guess you guys have God, right? Do you?
Dios, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you for the Lord, you just say like Señor, and it could just be like Jonah. Like,
Yeah.
it could get confusing there, and it was confusing for a while.
Well, honestly, my dad could explain this better because I don't completely understand it. But you call some guys Don, like Don Gallegos, and some guys you call them Señor Gallegos. Same with the women, it's doña and señorita.
Huh.
Or not señorita. That would be a young woman. Señora. So, yeah, it's more of a sign of respect. So that's
Okay.
why when, the way it
It's like
makes
calling
sense
someone
is like
doctor.
it's like England. Like they call like some of their politicians are lords
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's like a title of respect, but they also would
like-
call God Lord
Sounds like Mormons.
if England was allowed to have religious freedom. But
'Cause, well, you got like, I don't know. I'm going to this.
Say
Never
Mormons?
mind. Never mind.
yeah, so it's like that.
It's because they're very adamant when they say like, sister, with Rebecca, like sister Rebecca. When they have a fellow Mormon
yeah,
coming
yeah.
over, they say sister or brother or elder or something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. In Spanish, there's a lot of hermano y hermana. They talk
Yeah.
brother and sister to
But-
each other, and then they'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
brother so and so
Well,
is
it
coming
seems more
over."
polite, more etiquette, I guess.
Yeah,
Eloquent.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so how's your week been?
Oh, I'm exhausted, Josh. It's Monday.
Guys, it's Tuesday. That's how tired he is.
No, it's Monday. Monday, January 29th.
The clock says 30th.
No, it doesn't.
Your guys'
But-
clock says 30th.
Anyways, long weekend. Worked last week. Came home a little, maybe 30 minutes early on Friday. Got to be home for 2 hours before Bible study, and then there was Bible study. And then I went to sleep really late, and then I had to be at the church at like 7 to help out with a funeral, memorial, celebration of life, whatever doesn't offend you.
Dead person.
And we had to set up, and we were there all day, and it was about 4 or 5, and we were still there. But at that point, we're just sitting there. It was 3 or 4, 3:30.
In case you guys don't know, I've been with Taylor this entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
Not work, I had school instead. I didn't get home 30 minutes early.
Well, yeah, but the whole day Saturday, and yeah, we're just sitting there in the weather. It was so nice. But then we had to go home, so we went home, and actually Josh came over,
Yep.
watched a movie.
What was the movie called?
Yeah, I figure you wouldn't know, but Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told my parents I watched it, and they're like, that was a fun movie to watch with you guys when you were younger.
So yeah, it was pretty funny. I liked it. It was surprisingly not heretical.
Wait, you've never seen it?
That was the 3rd time I watched it, all within like the last month. Yeah, I really like it because it speaks a lot of truth,
Not heretical.
and it's not heretical.
I mean,
It's strange.
Yeah, not like Ark.
I mean,
You
you're
don't remember what the movie Ark is, though.
no,
Guys.
you're already walking a thin line when you make God a human in your movie.
Yes, Sam. Was it? Yeah. Well,
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, yeah.
So surprisingly, it wasn't heretical. I really liked it. I think it's really good. You can learn from it. Anyways, that, and then church all day yesterday, followed by 2 potlucks, and then at that point, I'm just dead tired and full of food that my body doesn't need, just sitting in my stomach, which I'm grateful for. But I've come to Monday and realized I got no rest last weekend, so it's kind of just an extension of last week. So,
Okay, so guys, do you want to know a heretical movie? It's called. Hold on. I think it's called. Well, I mean, if you look up Noah's Ark, I think the movie's just called Ark. Look, I've showed you this before, and it's this movie about Noah and the Ark and how he got all the animals on board. Click images. Hold on.
and how did he get him on board?
You see, God called them. According to this movie,
Mm.
we're not gonna be able to. Look, you see the rock monster? Does that bring back the memory of the video?
Oh, no, you've told me this. I don't know if I've seen it.
No, I definitely should. I'll show you
Okay.
the video later, guys.
Okay.
If you look up Noah Ark,
Why is there a rock monster?
movie angels, that's a fallen angel.
Oh.
Could be Satan himself. Well, okay, so all the people who are around Noah, they don't want all these animals going to the ship because they're evil. Ship. Yeah, ship. The ark. So they're killing them off. And then when it starts to rain, they rush the ark, and the fallen angels who are helping build the ark now
Wait,
are
what?
fighting off all of these evil people.
Wait a minute. What?
They're fighting off all these evil people.
You mean
And then-
Nephilim helping build the
Yes.
ark?
I don't think they're Nephilim. I think they're straight up angels.
Demons?
Yeah, they're
Fallen.
fallen
Yeah.
angels.
So demons.
And then eventually the people can kill them, which is
What?
mind-boggling. People will kill the angels, and that's how they get saved and go back to heaven because they helped
What?
Noah survive. That's in the show. And if you ask Caleb about his experience, he went and watched this in theaters with kids from the youth group and had to
What?
email the parents because it was so bad. He's like, so sorry guys. Then we watched this. My dad paused it halfway through and was like, okay, this isn't how the Bible goes. And we just kept watching because at that point it's just a fiction movie.
It's just a fun movie. Okay. Well, that is strange.
Yeah.
We shall attempt not to do that.
Be heretical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, if we're heretical, call us out. That's what our email's for.
We should get like a question and then be like, put your answer down in the comments. What do you think?
I think we have.
Yeah, but no one does it.
Exactly.
Our moms do.
Guys,
I really
thank
hope
you,
one day
moms.
we're big and then we look back like, yeah.
our
Remember when
mom
only our moms would comment? Yeah. I was gonna say subscribe. We have more subscribers than that.
We're the same person.
Thank God.
I'm just white. Do you guys listen all the way through?
Tired.
If you're listening right now, hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If not on Spotify, comment in the poll down below. Say lasagna, baby. Woo!
Now back to Josh's regular voice that isn't fake.
Yeah. That brings me to a topic I'm sure I've covered on here, but a lot of times older people at church specifically will hear me talk. They like greet me and they're new greeters right at the front door. And I say hello.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, ooh, nice voice you're putting on. I'm
What?
like,
Oh.
okay." Thank you. I'm glad you like my voice. But
Yeah, just when old people are like old and know what life's about and just don't care anymore. They're like,
well, but
they just
think this
call
is my
you out
voice.
on the random
Yeah, but
stuff.
then what are they calling me out on? Me speaking?
Well, no, but that's the thing. It's
Guys,
like
this is my actual
it's
voice.
subconscious and they call you out on it, but they're also right. It's just weird.
How are they right?
Well, that you're putting on a voice. Not necessarily whether it's right or wrong that you do that.
Well, I mean, I guess I choose to speak normal. Yeah.
Well, like my mom still doesn't comprehend that she has like a business voice and like a household voice.
Well, you also have like a baby voice, like, oh, he's so cute.
Well, that one's
Dog
more
voice.
obvious, but she'll be yelling at us to be quiet, and then she'll be back on the phone in this different voice, and then she doesn't notice the difference. I don't understand how she doesn't.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people who
but-
answer phones for a job or like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. But even like with her friends,
They
like
learn how
people
to be
that
fake.
don't live in her house,
Yeah.
but you know she's really comfortable with someone when she talks to them in the household voice. Like her best friend from Texas, she gets the normal voice.
The normal voice.
But
That's
but
nice.
even you get the business voice.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's my latest life choices.
interesting.
I don't know what those choices are, but I always make a choice every single day. Get up and go to school or don't. Most of the time I choose to.
Yeah, that's nice. How many days of school you got left, Josh?
Until break or until I
No,
graduate?
you graduate.
Stop the countdown. It's in middle of May?
Yeah, but like school days, like days at school.
Well, how many weeks until May? Oh, how about
Bunch.
this? Uh-oh. Hey Siri, how many weekdays until May 25th? Oh boy.
Does Siri not know?
85 business days.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have 85 in-day school. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it does. About 85
We'll
days
just take
left of
off
school.
10 for break.
Yeah, so then I have 75.
Yeah.
So close.
And you're probably not going to go to school
I got 4 more
the
months.
week of your graduation, are you?
Middle of May, we get an extra week off. So it would be the end of May. Instead, it's the middle of May.
Oh,
But
interesting.
I'm also taking time off to go to the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have 2 breaks off. 2 weeks off for school.
Wait, those were the 10 days. Yeah.
Oh, we have like 10
spring
regular
break.
holidays, I would say.
From here to then?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's nice.
Strange. You got President's Day off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We might. I'm going for Good Friday this year, because my school's playing Christian music during passing period. I told you, text in the group chat. It's very weird.
So do you get it off this year?
Probably not, but I'm hoping. I have a busy day at church that day.
We might get the gator back.
Ooh.
Tomorrow.
Ooh.
But most likely Wednesday.
Ryan's gonna enjoy that.
Yes.
Ryan's the
I'll
new
enjoy
worker.
that.
Ryan doesn't know about the gator. It's been gone since he started.
To call out Mackay.
Yeah. Get on the podcast and defend yourself.
I have walked many miles because of you.
And I have watched Taylor walk many miles. And
he walked some miles.
Walked a few myself.
Yeah, not too many.
But I laugh with him in pain.
Speaking of walking, Josh.
Yes.
Have you ever walked on water? That's my fake voice. You like that?
See, I don't hear a difference.
It wasn't that fake.
Yeah, I've walked on water. Small little puddles. There's bound to be some under your foot.
I think you still walked in water.
And there's still some under your foot making it on water. If I pour water on the ground and there's no like puddle, if I walk on it, still walking on water.
You know, you can drown and still be on water.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't help you to walk in the water and on other water.
In that moment, I'll become one of those geckos. Jesus' gecko. You know the lizards that run across the water? Do you think they just believe in God? Do you think that's it?
No, it's science with the water tension and how fast they're moving. And
I think they just believe in God. I bet that's what Jesus looked like. His feet shrunk and he was just moving really fast.
Here's your rock people heresy. John 6:15. Therefore, when Jesus perceived that they were about to come and take him by force to make him king, he departed again to the mountain by himself alone.
Well, pause.
He just fed the 5,000.
So, as we can see, we were talking about this Friday. So, you know, Jesus left constantly to go be by himself in prayer. And if Jesus had to do that, we do too. We're less than Jesus. A lot less.
Yeah. My dad was also pointing out yesterday, I think in youth group and in Spanish, how much Jesus would go pray. And he was mentioning it Friday as well.
It seems to be on people's hearts to pray more. That's good.
Yeah. That
revival's coming.
You never see Jesus going to study the Word of God, like by himself.
Yeah.
He was God and knew all of it, of course, but he would always go to pray. And you can make the same case. He didn't need to read the Bible because he was God. Well, he didn't need to pray because he was God. And yet he did, as an example. You know, there's so many. If you're isolated and by yourself on purpose, then you're going to come up with some heretical viewpoints and become a little miniature cult. But if you're like in a communist country and they're abusing you in jail, a lot of these guys that come out of it talk about how much they prayed. And how a lot of the time they didn't really, because of the brainwashing and just how abused they were, like they didn't really remember why they were being punished or what their beliefs were, but they remembered Jesus and they would pray. And they didn't have the Word of God, but they had prayer. So it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Most powerful weapon we have.
But Jesus came to save us spiritually, which was more important than saving Israel back then, you know, because he's still going to save Israel now. So what mattered is our souls, what happens when we die. And so he wasn't about to let these 5,000 hungry people crown him as king and then just expect them to give him free food all the time.
I think that was was that this one?
Yeah, feeding 5,000.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
Well, because it's the other books where he has two of them, and the first one they don't do that.
Yeah.
They get reliant on him after the second one.
Yeah.
Which goes to show why he doesn't do these miracles. I mean, he does plenty of miracles, but not like he didn't just constantly give out free food.
And a lot of the miracles he did were to people who didn't think they deserved them or didn't think
the centurion
God would pick them or something.
Yeah, well, the centurion who just said, don't even come to my house, I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
But he still healed the servant.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Verse 16, now when evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into the boat, and went over the sea, that would be the Sea of Galilee, toward Capernaum. And it was already dark, and Jesus had not come to them. Then the sea arose because a great wind was blowing. So when they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and drawing near the boat. And they were afraid. But he said to them, "It is I. Do not be afraid." Then they willingly received him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land where they were going. I'd also like to mention, but it isn't a part of this passage, that also Peter walked on water right then too.
Yeah.
But then he lost his faith and started to sink. That's what happens to us too in life a lot, when we take our eyes off Jesus.
Yeah. If we don't have our eyes on Jesus, you will sink in the world. The world is a big swimming pool that's too deep for you to swim in.
It's like a Forrest Gump thing.
And if you swim,
When
you
life
swim
gives you
so
a swimming
long.
pool.
When life gives you a swimming pool, call on Jesus, because you'll live.
Well, anyways.
I don't know where that came from.
So I saw this, I don't know where I got this from, but it was either a teaching or a book I was reading. But do you notice that immediately when Jesus got in the boat, they were just on land where they were going?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they
Like,
teleported.
isn't that weird?
Yeah, I want to teleport.
And, remember when Jesus in his glorified body was, like, coming in and out
Mm-hmm.
of, like,
Well,
places?
he just appears in places.
Yeah. So isn't that kind of weird how, like, all of the superpowers that, like, Hollywood comes up with, like, came from Jesus?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
I was
God
noticing
did them
that Sunday.
first.
I think that the the prophets in Revelation, I think they're gonna be able to teleport. I think they're because no one's gonna let them on a plane.
Well, yeah.
They're gonna teleport across the world and burn people.
I wonder what it's going to be like when they die, too. Like, they have to let themselves be killed.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna
And they know that.
slaughter because the beast is probably the army, right?
Well, I suppose so.
So they're probably gonna take out like millions. I don't know if millions is possible.
And reading the Bible,
at the end,
like-
they'll probably kill millions.
like,
They'll kill millions.
the bodies just lay in the streets for 3 days and then they resurrect. And, just knowing humanity and how awful they are, the Bible says they'll be laying there, their corpses in the streets. Like, they're not going to get buried or moved or scattered or anything. But even those corpses just laying there on the streets, like, how mangled.
Oh, yeah,
they'll
they'll
be
be
like, they're going to, like,
destroyed.
chop them to pieces and
Ooh.
just.
And there's gonna be
make
people
sure they
who
don't
try to
come back.
bury them. It's just
Yeah.
they won't let them be buried.
Yeah.
So they'll probably have like the army surrounding them, and they'll be doing tests on them to figure out
Yeah.
how they were doing it all. And then anyone who tries to break in will just get shot.
It's
Good.
interesting.
Oh
So
yeah.
we get to see this all from heaven. Probably not stuff we want to see, but
I'm interested. I think it'll be fun.
besides all the people dying,
It's part of the fun.
no.
Well, the ones who go to heaven.
I don't think God
The
thinks
ones who
it's
go to
fun,
heaven.
Josh.
The ones who go to heaven. It's
I don't
fun.
think he thinks that's fun either.
Hey, at least
Death?
we're all homies now.
He didn't invent
Jesus
death.
beat death, so
Yeah.
now it's fun. We can.
Well, what do you think about
Get
this
a
walking on the water? Well, what do you think it demonstrates about Jesus? Like, why did he just randomly yeah, I'm just going to do this just because,
I think he was just bored.
maybe.
No, I
Maybe
think
just
it's just to
could.
demonstrate faith and like the mustard seed.
And maybe, well, I mean, he's God, he knew, but like, you think part of it was like the test on Peter?
Yeah, I don't think it was all either free. I think it goes into predestination and free will. I think part of it was predestined that Peter would walk on it.
Yeah.
And then it also was his choice and his belief.
Yeah.
But he was going to, and then he just stopped.
I think the free will and the predestination here balances out that Peter had the choice. He made the choice to get out of the boat.
Yeah.
The predestination isn't that Jesus made him get out of the boat because that was his plan or because he wanted him
But it
to.
was set on his heart to.
The predestination is that Jesus knew that Peter was going to choose to get out of the boat.
I need my
That's what I
whiteboard.
think.
I need my
Need your
whiteboard. And this
whiteboard.
is a conversation for a much longer episode. Guys, put in the comments what you think about predestination and free will, and then I'll upload a special video on YouTube with my whiteboard description of what I believe. And back it with scripture.
Okay, Josh, now make the sound of the expo marker drawing on the whiteboard.